it's been 2 months since the last one. What's happened? What have I missed?
Everything.
Yeah, I haven't been here. Sorry,
Inflation's down now to 7.9%, which is going to help all of you self-employed people. No, it's not. Actually, that's not even worth talking about. We don't talk politics.
Nah.
The room has changed, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Everything here has changed quite a lot. And if you're watching, I will do a little bit of a walk round video thing. If you've been following my Instagram, which is DR Photophonics, you'll probably have been seeing things as they've been happening anyway. The most exciting thing for me is I've now got lights in the vocal booth.
Oh yeah.
James has been in basically building everything that I can't. I've forgotten what Steph looks like because
I've not been here.
He has not been here.
I haven't been around.
It's okay. It's fine.
Have you missed me, Dave?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, we've had. It's pretty much been like a soft opening, isn't it? We're kind of doing things.
The thing is, a lot of what we're doing at the moment is for the purpose of getting people aware of what's here, because we don't know. No one knows.
No, no one really knows.
No one knows what we can do because we ain't done it yet.
No, we haven't.
So we've been inviting people in to do like little freebies here and there.
There are so the future of this podcast as well, just quickly, because essentially the reason that we've been not doing it for the best part of 2 months is because Steph is just ridiculously busy.
Yeah.
We're both very, very busy with different things, although mine is more client to client based and slightly more business orientated. Whereas Steph's work with the musical has just massively gone through the roof.
Yeah, we're gearing towards something quite big, so it's just all hands on deck at the moment.
Until when?
I'm not sure. I can't say yet.
Okay.
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 I need to wait for the big release, and then I can. So keep an eye out for the big release. There's a big release coming soon. There's going to be some big things happening soon, but I can't give details until the big official release.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I
afterwards.
don't know about that either. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But basically, in the meantime, I want to keep things going, and I'm keen to be joined on these sofas by other musicians. Really, musicians, photographers, creative people. I basically want to try and. There's a lot of people that don't need help promoting themselves. There are lots of people that probably do need help, and there are others that don't need it but would probably quite like it. I'm keen to just be chatting with creative people. That was kind of the idea of the podcast in the first place, but I like the idea of there being like the solid people that are here, which is like both you and me. So I've been sending messages round. I've got, I think, 6 artists.
Nice, yeah.
And the idea is that we get in and talk about their musical background, talk about what they do now as well as music. Is it full time for them? What do they do the rest of the time? And actually just like have them sing and play a couple of tracks, and then hopefully I get the chance to play with them a little bit as well, because it'll just be fun. And then the same for photographers and videographers. I want to kind of like work together with people and share their work. And
Definitely kind of make it a bit of like a podcast style tiny desk. You know, the tiny desk stuff where they always get. I'll show you. I'll show you after this. Basically, there's loads of like it's like they call it tiny desk sessions.
Right.
And they're just in this like little room, and it's all like super famous people. You got your Anderson .Paaks doing it, and all this stuff. But like it's just this like little, almost like a little social office space where they play. And it's really cool, and I feel like we can maybe achieve something a bit like that, but more podcasty.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
Really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of. I'm toying in my head with the idea of changing the visual setup as well. So have this as like a constant. You guys can't see it, but over there is like the same space and a half probably again. So I'm wondering whether during those sessions we're sat with an instrument and like the interview is at the same time as the jam, if that makes sense, or do you do the interview and the jam? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I reckon interview then jam, but then like we'll just put it in the same video.
Put it, yeah, like jump it between, yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. I also don't know what the rules are regarding music in podcasts.
Don't know.
Like, is that a thing?
I think if it's original music, you're okay. But I don't know. Oh, I see what you mean in terms of like releasing something as a podcast.
As a podcast with,
with
a song in the middle of it.
So the only thing I'm drawing from that is the sessions they do at the Other Palace, which is technically called a podcast, but they do live songs in it. They still call it a podcast.
Oh, okay.
I think it's okay.
Okay, so it works. All right, cool.
Yeah,
I'm basically just going to do it and see what happens, and then fingers crossed.
Learn on the job.
Yeah. There's also I've got some exciting projects that I want to kind of take under my belt. I've got one lad.
Is that Dan?
Dan McGuinness is going to help me with that one, and in turn help him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going to be working together with something at the beginning of next month. So that'd be quite exciting. Basically I'm now looking to just... We've kind of gotten to this position now where most of the stuff that we need is built.
Mm-hmm. All the infrastructure's in.
Yeah, Steph was saying earlier, and I completely agree, that we're at a phase now where we're going to be spending money on the boring stuff that doesn't actually... it's imperative and we need it.
Yeah. But
it's not exciting.
It's like stands, cables, stuff that we kind of have already, which need a bit more of. Just the really
the nitty gritty stuff. And also, I think we need to the structures are here, but we could do with finessing them slightly. I bought way too many foam tiles.
Oh yeah.
And don't need a load of them now anymore for the vocal booth. But I'm thinking about bunging them in the drum booth, up one wall and another wall. I don't know. I was speaking to a couple of people about treating drum rooms and how you shouldn't treat them too much because you actually need the reflections for the higher end stuff. I don't know. I mean, a lot of the time we'll probably end up just taking the drums out here to record them anyway. But
also, whatever. I don't know why I'm bringing this up now, but are we at the stage now where we could chuck a couple of guitar stands up there, chuck up to guitars up there? Now I feel like things are kind of in place now, and I don't think they'll move anytime soon.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, that'll be that.
Yeah.
What else has been happening? Gigs have kind of gone through the roof a little bit.
Yes, yeah. Peak summer. All the weddings, all the corporate, all the pub gigs, It's been busy. It's been really busy. We did a really fun one the other day at the Dolphin.
Oh mate,
I feel like in the last podcast we did, we were advertising that.
Yeah, we were. We were that's a couple of months away.
Yeah.
And that was 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
That was really good fun actually.
Oh, it was really
it was much more.
I just like that the demographic, the crowd that we had was a lot more suited to what we do anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that's because we always please the crowd. We always have a good time. Everyone always has a good time. But at the places we've been playing, it's I just feel like this is the best fit for us and what we do in terms of how much they enjoyed it.
It was good.
It was also a lovely warm day. Oh my goodness, it was so hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
I left the house when it was raining.
You were still wearing that hat?
I was wearing this hat. I was wearing all black, and it was 31 degrees. But it wasn't when I left the house. So I was dripping by the end of the gig. It was great.
It was difficult for me as well because it was
I took the hat off.
It was nerve-wracking because it's High Tide's home ground.
Yeah.
If we play the Plough, we can't really do any wrong.
Yeah.
It always goes down well.
Yeah.
The Dolphin is the same to High Tide, which is my other band, which is
Dolphin Canterbury for anyone.
Here on the mugs. Stick that kettle on. So I'll put that back there. So it was a bit I hope this goes well because if it doesn't, then it's a bad reflection. Anyway, it didn't. It went well, so it doesn't matter anyway. That's the other thing. James has been talking to me. James, who's done most of the building.
James from JB...
JP...
JP... B...
JPB Creating Spaces, I think it's called. Kentish Builders. I don't know. Anyway.
So it sounds like a dyslexic acronym for peanut butter and jelly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. He is he is jelly butter peanut. They're keen. Well, James is keen on getting in soon to record some stuff as well. So
yeah, I can't wait.
That's going to be another project that I'm going to be heavily working on.
Yeah, I'll join you.
Yeah, and headshots seems to have taken off a bit. So I've been doing quite a lot for LinkedIn business profiles,
nice,
which is good.
I didn't know.
But yeah, it's been pretty good.
Anyone I know?
Oh, I don't think so.
No. Sweet.
There's no one I know. It's good because my name has gotten somewhere, and I'm happy about it. And there's been more real estate drone stuff coming in. It's a lot of plates to juggle.
Yeah.
But so far it's kind of working. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Just try not to think about it too much and just go with the flow. Yeah, gigs. I don't have as busy in August as for gigs as I normally do.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. You've got a lot on with.
I've kept a few weekends free intentionally, so I've had to turn some stuff down so that I can
focus on the musical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And same for October.
We've got one for Simon in a bloke called Simon Whiting.
Oh, we do, yeah.
We've got that gig.
Yeah, we should probably have a look at that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's in a couple of weeks.
I skimmed through the list and was like, oh, this is...
Yeah, I think it was like two or three you and I had never done before.
I was like, this is strange. And then I saw Mr. Brightside and was like, oh, for God's sake. I hate playing Mr. Brightside so much because it's really hard, and I could probably do it if I sat down and actually paid attention and did it.
Yeah.
But I just never have. And I learn it for the gigs that need it. I learn it and I do it, and then I just wipe. It's like I wipe it from a format in my head.
Yeah.
And then I never do it again. Yeah, I've got to organise Ploughfest, which is a festival that will be happening at the Plough in Swellcliffe on the 28th of August.
Ploughfest.
Bank holiday.
Coming in your ears.
There's lots going on. There's a lot of... so there's a cider festival happening at the same time. I think we've got like...
Love that.
Hog roast. There'll be like ice cream vans and stuff out the front. But there's music all day. So there'll be us, with Dodgy Dave's dance band. There's SOS party band. There's a rock band called Grid Rock. Mike Bullen, Doghouse Studios. Mike is also helping run one of the stages.
Oh, Mike.
Who else we got? Not the Shadows.
You've probably told me what I'm doing on that day.
Elvis.
I'm just going to turn up.
Elvis impersonator called George. He's a nice bloke. I met him probably the other day.
Hilarious.
There'll also be, I think, Static.
Great.
Potentially, if they come. Another bloke called Ross Uptridge. There's loads of them, loads and loads of bands, and it's all to raise money for Pilgrim's Hospice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be
lots of fun, lots of activities, lots of drinking.
Lots of drinking. I'll also have a few resident photographers and videographers running around taking stuff as well.
I might fall over.
Yeah.
The amount of drinking we'll be doing.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
What was the date of that one?
28th of August. Monday. Bank holiday Monday, the 28th of August, from midday until probably midnight.
Wicked.
It's gonna be heavy. We've got that week. That weekend is Ploughfest.
Yeah.
And it's bank holiday, so I'm pretty sure I'm gigging 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th.
Most likely.
And then I've got a wedding on the 30th.
Jesus.
And then Hopfest the following weekend.
Oh my God.
So that's like first and second.
Oh, I love Hopfest.
I think, because James and I are going to try and redo my van.
Yeah.
So either I'm going to sleep in the van, because like we're all just camping.
Yeah, exactly.
What I think anyway. I'm not sure. But I'll probably end up camping just for the night because we're going to be doing the Saturday and then we're gigging a couple of times on the Sunday as well. So it makes sense.
I've got quite an easy few days then.
Oh, it should come along. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be mental. I think we're headlining the Key the Key stage.
Yeah.
The same as we did last year. And it was
that was great last year.
Wicked.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend I'm getting married. So.
Oh my god, that's.
It's all coming round, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I mean, if we go by the whole one podcast every 2 months, the next one I'll have a wedding ring on. Hopefully we'll get another one in.
Yeah,
we'll get another one in before then.
Even if it's just with someone else. Like, isn't like you said you might do.
I'm going to try and get a couple in.
Yeah. Especially if you can set up a little performance at the end of it, that'd be cool.
At the end of
the podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. I want to do
That'd be great.
So it'd be basically them in for a day, and then do a bit of everything. If nothing else, from a massively selfish perspective, it's loads of stuff to promote us.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's helping other people as well, then
yeah, great.
Like it makes sense. We had June Acoustic come in.
DUNE
3 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago to record a lot of stuff actually.
Yeah.
So that was good fun. I made a little bit of an error. Actually, no, it was a massive error, and I don't mind admitting to it. It's completely my fault, idiot. Their setup is quite similar to my solo stuff in that they use like loop pedals and stuff, but they're using the 505, like the tabletop one.
I've never used that.
Anyway, so they have the guitar and a mic that runs through into the loop pedal, and then I took the left and right channels out of the loop pedal, so into 2 channels, and then they have another single mic. So I was like, right, well, I'll just take that one mic out. And I hit record, but I hadn't armed the mic, so I was getting all the singing, all of the like all guitar, all the looping, all of that sort of stuff, and just no lead vocal. And I was about 3-4 songs in when I was like, right, I'm gonna just change that over, check that. I was like, oh no. So we had to redo them all. But then it was like in the last hour that they had, so it was like, right, now we need to rattle through these nice and quick, which actually kind of worked in our favour because
that's easily done.
It meant it was a stupid mistake. It was but there was a quick minute where I was like hot flush and just went, oh no, how can I say it? Because there's that feature, isn't there, where if you're like Logic is kind of always recording.
Yeah.
So if you're late to it and you hit record,
but it needs to be armed.
But it needs to be armed to doing it, and it wasn't. It's like, but yeah, it was. It was just one of them. Definitely. Oh, there was. In the meantime, we have done a gig at the Dolphin with High Tide. I'm sure I told you about this because there was.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm sure I did. Because this girl came up to us. No. Right. We'd done the gig as High Tide, me, Ben, and James, and this girl came up afterwards. Now my brother and I look relatively similar.
Oh my god, no, you did tell me this.
But she comes up to him, and was like, "You're right. I just wondered if I could get a picture with the band." And my brother was like, he didn't go, "Oh yeah, it's there they are." He went, "Yeah, all right," and then called his mate Todd in and our other mate Chris in, who looked nothing like Ben and James, and got a photo.
I can't believe that. That's hilarious.
I'll put that on the thing. I don't. You won't be able to see it from there, but I'll put it on the side, and a picture of what we actually look like. That was quite funny. Johnny made a good suggestion. Made a good question.
Johnny, the landlord of the Rising Sun in Beltinge.
Beltinge Smokehouse.
Smoking flavour.
Smoking flavour. It's banging.
The food kind of.
Yeah, I did some photography for him for the menu, and it's. We had to eat everything afterwards, and it was.
Boy can cook.
Yeah, it was wicked.
Oh.
Yeah, really, really tasty. Anyway, if you're in the Herne Bay area, they are on Just Eat as well. Yeah,
Right.
other food places are available. And other food. Oh, you know what I mean. I've forgotten where I'm going. Oh yeah, no, he was talking about because there was all of us sort of jamming around and stuff. And I think Gabriel was playing one of his songs, and everybody obviously played
Joined in, yeah.
with him. And it was the first time we'd ever met him, so Johnny was like, "Well, did you practice this?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, how do you know what to play?"
Yeah.
And I was a bit, not so much dismissive, but I think after a while you don't take into consideration the fact that other people can't do it.
Yeah.
You listen to a song. All right, so yes, okay. So say somebody's come to you on a gig, and they say, "I've got my own song to play." Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Yeah, alright. So if they're playing acoustic guitar and they're singing, first things first, if they want to tell you the chords, great. If not, they'll just start playing them. You'll hear them, see them. Alright, it's that. That's what you're... Usually if someone's trying to play their own song and they've got other people playing, invite other people to play along. Usually it's not very complicated. As in, like, it'll be a chord sequence on loop and then there'll be another section with different... it's usually a few sections, a few chord sequences. You and I have got the kind of ear that can, like, right, I've heard it once, do it.
Yeah.
No problem. That's not the difficult part at all. So you try and play something that allows enough space for the vocal. Let's say I'm playing piano, I'll join the chords. Maybe I'll change the voicing of the chords or add a little melody on top. Just do stuff. Just do stuff, really.
Yeah.
What do you do?
That's it, isn't it?
Just
do
do
stuff.
Yeah. And if you think it's there are a few rules to follow, not many. Like, try not to crowd the vocal by doing too much clever stuff while I sing.
Yep.
It's certainly on piano. Bass is really easy. Just do the bass notes and maybe make it sound a bit interesting. Try and give it the kind of rhythm that complements it.
Yeah, see, because I'm much more of a string player than a piano. Well, stringing. I've been playing drums a lot. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, from a bass perspective, I like to try and change the octaves in which I'm playing, or try and change the phrasing so that to try and differentiate between a verse and a chorus. And it's probably similar for me with guitar. From a guitar perspective, I don't necessarily ask what are the chords. I ask what key is it in.
Yeah, I like that.
Because then you can kind of work out most of the time. Like if they're starting with the one chord, it's probably going to go. I mean, it could go one of 6 places, 6, 7 places.
Yeah.
It never really goes to the 7, and it's more than likely going to go to one of 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when it's gone to them, going to the next one is this predictable normally, and then it normally goes back to the 1 again.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go back to the 1 again, you're like, oh, okay, well, it's going on this journey, and then it's going to end up going back to the 1, and then you find it. But like,
you usually predict
doesn't
it, work
really
it out.
do that, does it? It's normally on like a 8-bar loop, 4-bar loop. I don't know.
Unless it's you and me doing the writing, in which case it's a nightmare.
Yeah, because you're allowed little half bars in. Yeah. Or anyway.
Yeah.
But it was almost like there's a... Because he was like, so how does he know... How do certain people know when stuff is happening? Like, I think in that instance, it was Gabriel on guitar.
Acoustic guitar or electric, wasn't it?
I can't remember who it was on bass. I think it might have been Emily on bass.
Maybe it was, yeah.
And I think Mel was on the drums.
Yeah.
And you were on keys.
And you were on guitar.
I wasn't playing.
Oh, you weren't there?
I was talking to Johnny.
You were talking to Johnny.
And he was like, well, how does Mel know what to play?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, she has to kind of feel where the groove is going, and where the downbeat is, and then work out how quickly she wants the song to sound, and then play accordingly. So he's playing whatever. She needs to know, kind of, I don't know, where the snare should hit. And he was like, well, how does she know that? It's like, well, don't know, just have to feel it.
Yeah.
And it is that, it really, isn't it? And then there were like little stops and things, and he was like, well, how did they know that? And I said, because Steph is almost conducting it. So Steph is watching what Gabe is doing.
And I can smell it. I could just smell it.
Yeah. He smells nice. No, watching what he's doing, and then kind of predicting what he's doing.
Exactly.
And then almost conducting the others. So you kind of have to be watching each other.
There was also one occasion where Gabe was surprised because I was like, you know, this is going to sound really good. So I looked at Mel and said, all right, we're going to stop in 3, 4, bum. And Gabe was like, oh. I was like, and then we're back in.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, that's really cool.
Like, I do it quite a lot.
Classic.
Because we don't... It's the difference, isn't it? You can either be ridiculously rehearsed with a set of people, and you all know, like... almost like, here is a sheet of music, here is an arrangement, here is what's going to happen at any one point. Like, you know, bar 32, there's a stop for half a bar, and then we would come in back in on the fourth and all that sort of thing. And that happens. Everybody has learnt that. Or you kind of have to have one person or two, or all of you, I suppose, as long as there's that kind of connection, as long as you're communicating. And most of it is
eyebrows, all in the eyebrows.
You're like, and then you kind of do it. Like I do it with the Dodgy Dave band. I think you do it a little bit as well, but especially with like, because I'll hear things on the fly and then not tell anybody that I'm going to do it and just go, oh, this will work, and then sort of turn around so that Paul can see me on the drums, and then everybody else kind of like goes, oh, hang on, he's telling Paul something, and sort of turns in. And then it's like, right, on this bit, hold this note at the end, and then we'll go straight into such and such, blah, 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 blah. And normally, Paul goes, yep.
And then we're all in.
And then we're all in, yeah.
And then I'm at the bar.
Yeah.
Come back and half the chorus.
But yeah, it's quite interesting, the link between musicians and playing, because it is almost like a telepathic sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little like anything. If you've done enough of it, you kind of, there's certain expectations, and like you and I, we've played together for years, so we know what each other are thinking.
Kind of, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, with new musicians, you kind of just hope that there's a familiar experience of music, of listening to music, and so there's a lot of the same tricks.
Yeah. And it kind of comes with, with playing with lots of different people all the time as well, and learning the kind of almost universal non-spoken language. It's
I guess
helpful.
and in some ways, the more experienced the muso, the easier it is to just like slot into something new.
Well, I don't think all the time.
Not always. I think it depends on their experiences. But, but like you and I, our backgrounds basically identical.
Yeah.
So for you and I, it's super easy.
Yeah, exactly.
However, if we end up playing with someone who only reads music and doesn't do any gigs live with other musicians, that would be just a nightmare, even if they've been playing for 20 years.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, they could be complicated. But yeah, so that's that.
That's that.
Okay, well, what's next then? Let's I mean, if we wrap this up. So
let's wrap that.
What's next? I would like to. I'm going to be doing more with other people.
More collaborative podcasts.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get more people in and.
Wicked.
Chat with other people.
We'll try and do more sessions in the room and get like more content up. I think that's the next plan. We've got one that we need to edit. Yeah. Possibly after this.
We've got a lad called Finn, who has just started a band.
Shout out
called Shark Fin.
Shark Fin.
I thought it was quite nice. What's even cooler than the name actually is the logo. The drummer, I can't remember. I think his name is Rico, something like that. Excuse me. Anyway, it looks cool.
His
Finn
name was
is going to
Ripple.
be. It's going to be with us. He's going to be working as an intern, 1 day a week. On a Wednesday, he's going to be here every Wednesday. Well, pretty much every Wednesday in August. And
Good lad.
yeah, so I've got some things in the pipeline that I'm looking to record and sort out, and it will be easier to do it when there's an extra pair of hands that I can kind of boss around a little bit.
Maybe stick a camera in his hand.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, on the YouTube channel, I kind of started to try and pick up some traction with it, and then I didn't get bored. I got ill. I think I have a really bad habit of overworking myself because my mental capacity is so much higher than my physical, and I don't look after
Dave
my body.
Dave doesn't stop. Does not stop.
I don't really know how to stop. I don't know how to chill out. It takes 3 or 4 days for me to stop thinking about work, and then it takes afterwards 3 or 4 days to get back. Anyway, so just don't stop. I never stop, and then my body can't take it anymore and goes nope, and I catch like a tiny little illness, and then I've just overworked myself, and that's it. I'm knackered. So yeah, work-life balance is something I need to work on. I can't remember what the point of this was either.
What's next? What is next? So yeah, more recorded videos in here.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. I put up a cover of Golden Hour.
Yes.
By Jake Duke.
J.
He's got JVKE. Is that Duke or Jake?
Okay.
Is it Jake?
I reckon it's Duke.
I don't know. It's a sick song.
Juv.
It's a really nice song, and it's really well written.
Oh, it's great.
Like, it's quite nice that I think it kind of sparks a newer era of music.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's using a lot of
It's intelligent.
It's intelligent.
Yeah.
It's musically intelligent.
And people have gone mad for it, so it's like great.
It's kind of mixing the kind of lo-fi thing that's been happening recently, but with actual intelligently written music.
Stunning little string quartet in it.
Yeah.
It's a quartet.
Simplistic piano parts that are beautifully written.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's kind of got like a bit of a...
I sort of wondered if the piano parts might have been just a sample they started with, and they wrote the rest around it. But even the stuff around it was great.
I don't know.
I'm
I'm not sure. I kind of imagine this is a weird like analogy. It kind of, you know, Bane in Batman.
Yeah.
Who's got that venom stuck in him. I imagine it's like Einaudi, but like with a venom thing in it. It's like he's supercharged. Anyway, and then he's got a wicked voice. Anyway, I put up a cover of it because I was here on my own, and I was like, the real-time session thing had kind of slowed down, and I thought, actually, the first one in the new space, I thought it's got to be one of us, so I'm just going to do it.
Wicked.
And
Which reminds me, actually,
did really well.
The guys from Kin want me to do one of the songs from Kin, probably Anything Everything, just me and the piano, like doing our usual style, as a bit of a fun thing.
Okay.
So, FY, we'll do that
Yeah, we should do that. But yeah, I put that up, and it like outperformed the rest of the videos.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Because I don't really put stuff up of me ever.
Also, new covers always do really well. FYI.
Yeah.
We should do more of them.
I think I should just do more covers. Just cover more stuff.
Yeah.
And record more stuff of me doing it. Because I was basically like, I don't really see why people would want to watch me doing stuff. I feel like...
I always feel the same, but people do.
But they seem to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, okay, maybe I'll just bite the bullet and do that. So, yeah. I'm going to try and do more of that.
Good. Yeah. I think that's probably about it,
That's
innit?
probably about it.
Sweet.
What are we up to today?
Today, possibly doing more recording.
Oh, okay.
A few little guitar bits. That'll take us half an hour.
Yep.
And then I need to crack on with Ken. I desperately need to write dance breaks. It is getting mental. We're doing... I think I can say this one. We're doing a workshop to test the new material of Kin in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
Which means the show needs to be basically finished, and I mean everything.
Yeah.
And that has got me up at nights.
Yeah. I
That's
can imagine.
probably going to give me a like knot in my stomach.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. Instead, I'm here doing this.
Yeah, I've managed to steal you for a couple of hours.
I mean, I haven't been here for ages, so it's definitely time. But...
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right.
But cool. We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the next one. It probably won't be for another few weeks because I'm going to try and get some people in. So we're recording this on Wednesday the 19th.
Yeah, we'll get Soph down as well for one of them.
We should get Soph down for one of them. But yeah, thank you for your patience. Cheers for sticking around. Check us out on the socials. So have a look at DR Photophonics or Dr. Photophonics on
Instagram,
YouTube,
That's the main one, really, isn't it? But,
yeah, Instagram, YouTube. Check out David Ray Rogers and Dufresne on Spotify, and Kin the Musical on Spotify. As well as I'm redoing my website at the moment. So if you go over to drphotophonics.co.uk, the majority of the stuff will be on the homepage there somewhere. I'm struggling with what I should put in and what I shouldn't, because I basically just want to put everything on it, but it's too much. Yeah, so keep an eye on that. And